Hello everyone, my name is Corey Ford and I'm running for mayor in Duluth, Minnesota. Not so much because I feel like I want to, it's sort of scary, but mostly because I feel I have to. There are a lot of issues that are really important to me that I do not feel as though our current government is, handling the situation in any way that I really approve of. So those issues would be basically 5 top issues and then a bunch of smaller ones, but the main issues would be affordable housing, homelessness, clean energy, municipal internet, and a clean environment. And talking about the first, affordable housing, what I would want to do is introduce some sort of rent control as needed. And I would also want to look into building new affordable housing units instead of these expensive sky rises that we're doing. Some 15-story building downtown, I think. We're also doing a 7-story one, which sounds a lot more useful than the taller one because it starts with affordable housing. The taller one doesn't have any requirements for affordable housing. And we're putting $6.2 million taxpayer dollars into it through TIF, which means we just don't get taxes from them until they've paid off their TIF loan. Anyways, then we've got homelessness. And for the homelessness issue, what I'd like to do is build cheap, affordable housing for the homeless, actually give them homes. Studies have shown that it's a lot cheaper than just leaving them on the streets and dealing with medical, police, all of that. And there's technology to basically 3D print houses for $5,000 to $8,000 per house. And that's just why not? It's cheap. We could build over 1,000 for that $6.2 million that we're giving up for the high rise. And it restores dignity, and it's just, I don't see any downside to it. Next, we have clean energy. For the clean energy, I want to also address our city's constant road construction problem. We don't seem to ever put enough time and effort into fixing our roads properly. And what I'd like to do is use something called solar roadways tiles, or one of their competitors if they have one. And we replace our roads with solar tiles, which keep themselves clear of snow and ice so we don't have to plow them. And do the same with our sidewalks, which we could actually start on pretty much next year. The production has started, and we wouldn't have to shovel those either, and they'd power our city. So clean energy and deal with our construction. Next, we have municipal internet, which is basically the city bringing in internet, which we'd be able to provide throughout the city in connection with the solar roadways in the form of free Wi-Fi. And we'd be able to offer affordable, high-speed, quality internet that you currently can't get in Duluth for reasonable rates. Then there's the clean environment. I'm sure all of you have heard a lot about polymet. There's also line 3, and there's twin metals. Basically, with twin metals and polymet, they want to do a kind of mining that's being banned all around the world. There's recently been a serious incident in Brazil with the same type of mine, and if I remember right, it was the same designer. I could be wrong on that though. But either way, it's just not a good idea to risk our entire environment and our tourism industry and the beauty of the region for a couple hundred jobs at best, which are predicted to last no more than 20 years. After that, it's supposed to take an immense amount of money to maintain their leavings and keep it from destroying the environment over an extended period of time. And the risk is just far too great. So I'm definitely opposed to anything that brings that kind of risk to our region. Thank you. Have a good day.
Hi, everybody. My name is Emily Larson, and I am the mayor of the city of Duluth. Thank you for your trust and your support in my first term. I am here today to ask for your support to continue the work we are doing together. When I ran 4 years ago, I ran on the promise that we would write this next chapter together, and we have. Together, we wrote a new comprehensive plan to position our city to be successful and strong and resilient and vibrant until 2035. It's called Imagine Duluth 2035, and many of you participated in the thousands of surveys we collected, in the hundreds of meetings and input sessions, and you will see the impact of your voice and your values in the direction of this community. When I took office, I promised to deliver in 4 specific areas. The first is streets. When I took office as mayor, we did not have a dedicated long-term funding source for streets. Now, 4 years later, we have $10 million fully dedicated to streets that I can't use and any future mayor cannot use for anything else. It is for your streets. We made that plan and we passed it together. It's the fully dedicated 0.5% sales tax. So next year, when it goes into effect, you will see miles getting reconstructed across the city, and it's because of you and our commitment to each other. I promised that I would prioritize housing, and we have. We have delivered 1,000 new units of housing into this community, and we have so much more work to do, especially for affordability. We need affordable housing units for seniors, for students, for young families, and we need it across the city. That is why I now have a mayor's task force committed to developing affordable housing strategies in the city of Duluth. It's why I was placed on the governor's task force for housing to deliver on statewide strategies. It's why, for the first time ever, the city of Duluth will actually have a housing developer on staff. Because I know that we have to prioritize with our people and our policies and our funding investments to address the issues that are critical to this community. I promised that I would prioritize energy efficiency and climate resilience, and we have. From decreasing our dependence on coal to increasing our reliance on renewables, by expanding our district energy to include the new hospital district system, by incorporating electric car charging stations and making the improvements to our facilities, we continue to lead the state in this area. Despite the lack of federal leadership, we are committed to the Paris Accord. We will decrease our greenhouse gases 80% by 2050. And in fact, we will decrease them more than 15% by the end of next year. So we've gotten a lot of great work done. And together we've built a very important foundation for this community to continue to thrive. I know that we are moving in the right direction, and this is why. We now have expanded youth programming in our parks that your neighborhoods and your families are using that are free of charge, and you're letting me know that's the right direction. We have $1.1 billion of investment going in downtown in the medical district community. We have hundreds of housing units just about to come online. And we have opportunities that are coming to us, whether it is to host new events like the Catalyst Festival or the Tall Ships event, whether it is next year positioning ourselves to be successful with the United States Naval Commissioning, whether it is continuing to expand the important workforce development achievements that we already are making and need to accelerate. Join me. We're on the right path. Have I been perfect? No. And I have continued to serve you to the best of my ability with all that I have, because I believe in where we are going. I know we are moving forward, and I know that we do our best work when we move forward together. Thanks for listening. Thanks for caring. Thanks for investing your time, your vision, your money, your family into this community. I live here right with you, and I'm so proud of the work we're doing. Thank you.
Hello, Duluth. I'm Dave Nolan. I'm the father of 3 wonderful young children. We had never been to Duluth prior to coming here for me to interview to lead the scouting program for the Northland. It did not take long to determine that rather than moving on to a 5th community in service to scouting, that instead our family was going to make Duluth our permanent home. Duluth is the best place to raise a family, to live, to work, and to play. I can think of no better place where my lifelong leadership training and experience can be offered in continued service to my community. Duluth has the great outdoors, spectacular healthcare, a vibrant arts and culture scene, and much, much more. Duluth also has challenges, such as aging infrastructure, a drug and opioid epidemic, and stagnant population growth. We all know they're there, but we haven't been so successful in addressing them. Now is the time. What difficult choices must we make in order to make progress in addressing these challenges? Simply put, the status quo is not growing Duluth. Leadership starts with you and with me, and we must engage others. Our purpose must be clear. Yes, leadership is risky. Yes, change is hard. Yes, focusing on balancing the city's budget while addressing these basic needs is in order. I have over 20 years of successful business experience, the 6 most recent as the Executive Director of the local Boy Scouts of America Council, based right here in the Twin Ports. Our local team received national recognition for membership growth, consistently balanced our budget, and we improved customer satisfaction throughout my leadership term. I have been and will remain prepared to promote and grow Duluth. With a multi-year plan that is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-sensitive, I will address the need for more well-paying jobs in Duluth. Well-paying, living wage jobs are a product of a business-friendly administration that focuses on reducing or eliminating barriers such as regulations that make bringing and even keeping well-paying jobs in Duluth prohibitive today. I will address the need for the addition of housing stock for all Duluthians. By reducing barriers to housing development, we will incentivize construction and rehabilitation that can meet all of our needs. I will ensure that our recently enacted 0.5% sales tax increase is used for residential streets as promised. I will focus on providing resources to improve public safety. The city's public safety team, especially law enforcement, need additional tools to address challenges related to the opioid and drug epidemic. Increasing the resources available to our public safety team is a basic responsibility of city government. In particular, and especially, increasing mental health treatment referral options. Since choosing Duluth as a place to raise my young family, I have enjoyed watching and learning how the people of Duluth are uniquely connected. Although I focus on the reality of the way things are, I prefer to imagine the possibility of the way things could be. When it comes time to making decisions, I value justice and fairness. I have been described as reasonable and level-headed, yet have no problem finding the flaws in an argument, even mine. What can we do to make the process more trustworthy for all involved? You can expect nonpartisan, practical, and back-to-basics leadership that asks questions before offering answers or solutions. I don't have all the answers. Are there risks we have been unwilling to take in the past that we may need to take now? We, Duluthians, can work together to address challenges that our city faces, and we most certainly can celebrate our successes. We can explore new approaches and implement them as appropriate. By energizing others, we will build bridges between alternative viewpoints. We can unite around a common purpose.
Citizens of Duluth, my vision for Duluth includes my primary objective, which is to directly attribute your tax dollars to the enrichment of every citizen's life by overseeing the improvement of street maintenance, by eliminating future taxation, by accumulating an annual surplus budget, and by increasing the number of law enforcement personnel. By introducing and implementing improved policies and procedures and protocols for street maintenance, your streets will become safer, not only for cars and trucks, but for those of you who ride motorcycles and bicycles. Your tax dollars will be saved on lasting and efficient street repairs, and your personal vehicles will last longer without maintenance. Duluth has one of the richest tax bases in the state of Minnesota per capita. It's time we use those resources efficiently and effectively. Accumulating a surplus budget will make us proactive when it comes to weather-related catastrophic events or unexpected emergencies. Increasing law enforcement personnel is crucial for the safety of Duluth's communities and neighborhoods. We need to make Duluth an unattractive place for crime of any sort. Our officers are overworked, they're spending long hours on patrol and too few hours in debriefing rooms. By being conscious and conservative with spending, and by implementing more efficient and long-lasting procedures for street repairs, this vision is possible, but it requires you, the citizen, to provide your individual support for it. You will experience long-lasting improvements in your streets and roadways. Your vehicles will last longer and be safer. You will feel the gratification of knowing you personally contributed to smoother, safer roadways. You've contributed to safer communities and neighborhoods, and you've contributed to an efficiently run city government, one that saves money, efficiently utilizes your resources, and continues to progress. A surplus budget will be there when storms damage your park, your street, or your quickest way to work. When you look at your family in the eye, or friends, or passersby, you can do so with the confidence of knowing that you contributed to their safety. You've contributed to their street improvements. You've contributed to a better Duluth. Share in Duluth's immediate future. Support this vision. Thank you.
Hi folks, my name is Eric Foresman, and I'm proud to serve you as an at-large Duluth City Councilor. 1 year ago, I was honored to be selected by the City Council from a field of 20 applicants to serve the remainder of Council President Alyssa Hansen's term. Serving you as an at-large councilor these past 12 months has been the honor of my life. My wife Jessica and I moved to Duluth from the Iron Range 13 years ago to attend the University of Minnesota Duluth, and we fell in love with this city. We are now happy to be raising our 4-year-old daughter Amelia and our 1-year-old son Arlo here. On any given night, you might find us enjoying one of our many beautiful parks, taking a walk on the lake walk with our pug, joining neighbors at a community festival, or driving 16 hours each way to Buffalo, New York to watch UMD and cheer them on as they played for their 3rd men's hockey championship. I work full-time as an economic development professional, helping entrepreneurs succeed, marketing our city for new investments, and working to help create family-sustaining jobs. I've served on numerous nonprofit boards and community groups, on business groups, on public commissions and task forces, and as a volunteer for many causes. My diverse experiences allow me to see issues with a well-rounded perspective and to work collaboratively to find common ground, which is a trait I think we are missing pretty largely at the national level. I decided to run for a full 4-year term because I wake up every day with a passion to make Duluth a better place for everyone. In 1 year on the council, I've tackled a wide range of priorities, large and small. I helped elevate access to childcare from a quiet crisis that's affecting Duluth families in every neighborhood to a top community priority. I met face-to-face with state legislators in St. Paul and advocated for more funding to fix our roads and infrastructure. And I dove headfirst into tough issues like the Lester Park Golf Course to try to find that sweet spot that balances environmental protection, access to affordable public golf, and responsible economic development that funds our city services. I promised when I took the oath of office that I would serve you passionately, collaboratively, and positively, and I've worked tirelessly to keep that promise and earn your trust by launching a citywide listening tour, spending hours in community club meetings across Duluth, attending community festivals in all neighborhoods, returning your emails and phone calls, and listening to your ideas with an open mind. I'm proud that my work has helped earn me the endorsement of many elected business and community leaders, trusted local and state organizations, and our city workers. The The conversations I've had these past 12 months have directly inspired the platform that I've rolled out called Bridge to Common Ground. This platform is a belief in a brighter future for all Duluthians, a future where we are tearing down economic barriers like access to childcare and housing, where we are investing in public safety, building a healthy city and environment, and getting back to the basics like finally fixing our roads. In a time of divisiveness in politics, this platform rallies us around our shared values, stays laser focused on Duluth's positive progress, and creates a roadmap for how neighborhoods, labor, and businesses can all succeed together, and to build a better future for all Duluthians, whether you are red, you are blue, or you are somewhere in between. I have ideas for how to make our city better, 40 actually, which you can find at my website at ericforduluth.com/priorities. But I'd love to hear what your big ideas are for Duluth. I'd like to invite you to share those by texting 218-451-IDEA, sending a message to facebook.com/ericforesman, or emailing ericforduluth@gmail.com. I'll be sharing ideas that we receive throughout the campaign on my Facebook page. My belief in Duluth's future and what we can accomplish together has never been stronger. I hope to chat with you soon about how we can build a better Duluth, and I hope you have a great day.
I'm Noah Hobbs, the current Duluth City Council President and an at-large City Councilor. I've had the honor and the privilege of serving as your at-large City Councilor and City Council President for the past 3.5 years. Some of what we've accomplished together has been investing over $1 billion in private money east of our downtown. We've had nearly $50 million invested into our St. Louis River corridor. We've brought youth programming back to some of our parks, created a more intuitive regulatory environment for first-time entrepreneurs and business owners through chairing and creating the Red Tape Reduction Task Force. We've created the ordinance to allow for transportation network companies like Uber and Lyft to operate in Duluth while maintaining a level playing field for our taxi cab industry. We've enacted a sustainable plan to address our deteriorating water line system, invested an additional $1 million in street repair with an additional $7 million annually for 2020 and beyond, opened Duluth's first emergency warming center for folks experiencing homelessness, worked to preserve and enhance our Lake Superior Zoo, advocated for an increase in training dollars for our police officers and firefighters. I'm uniquely qualified to continue and build on the positive momentum we've built here in Duluth. One of the best opportunities we have is leveraging that $1 billion investment into our eastern part of downtown and how we can make an opportunity for everybody through housing and a stronger workforce. My wife and I bought our home in 2012 in West Duluth, and if we were to buy that same home today, 7 years later, we would have a difficult time qualifying for our mortgage as our house value has nearly doubled. And before that, I remember how difficult it was to pay and afford rent while working full-time. In my day job, I work in affordable housing. I'm the lending director at Woodruff Community Housing. I have the knowledge and deep understanding on financing and funding and how to create housing opportunities for all income levels. Duluth has a housing shortage across the board. We need to find a way to more rapidly address this issue while understanding Duluth has several unique challenges. I believe increasing our housing supply to be one of the biggest issues facing Duluth in the next 4 years, and there's no candidate better qualified at providing solutions to this problem. I've never shied away from difficult conversations in our community, and I work with all stakeholders to find common ground and move our city forward. I work tirelessly to be a consensus builder, something I think is far too often lacking in today's politics. I have been an honest and authentic public servant that has always worked for the common good while working to grow Duluth and remain diligent in addressing issues that face our city. I also continue to give back beyond my elected capacity. I serve on several boards, such as PAFSA, CHUM, Visit Duluth, the Lake Superior Zoo, the Duluth Air Show, the Northern Lights Express, and as a Duluth Economic Development Authority Commissioner. I have the knowledge, experience, relationships, leadership, and commitment to continue to move Duluth forward, and I'm excited to be running for re-election. Thank you for watching.
Hi, my name is Mike Mayo, and I'm running for Duluth City Council at large to represent you, the people of Duluth. I'm a lifelong Duluthian. I grew up here in Duluth, was born and raised here, and graduated from our Duluth public schools. Currently, I'm attending UMD in the Labovitz School of Business and Economics, and I'm studying marketing and management information systems. I'm running to represent you and to bring your ideas forward. I'm really excited to bring forward a community-focused perspective and a youth-focused perspective to our council. The three main ideas I'm running on are based around sustainability, accessibility, and empowerment for our entire city. Starting with sustainability, it's really addressing our affordable housing crisis and our climate change crisis that's happening around the world. A few of the steps that we can take to start with our affordable housing crisis include having a community conversation involving great community partners such as the Affordable Housing Coalition that's already working on this issue and has devised several solutions that could help us move forward into the future, and working with everyone that lives in our community to see what we can do together. It's really not an idea that any one of us has that's going to help solve our affordable housing crisis. It's a community conversation and working together with our great partners. In addition, working on the climate change crisis locally, we can do things such as placing a fee on our plastic bag usage and allowing for compostable items around our city to be composted at parks and public spaces that we have and that our city owned. It's also about expanding the reach of our trash and recycling facilities and having options that work for everyone across the city, including downtown and in areas that are highly trafficked. Moving on to accessibility. Accessibility is really about making our city open and accessible to everyone that lives here right now and that people that might want to start a future here in Duluth in the years to come. Working on accessibility, we can expand the reach of our public transportation systems and ensure that our streets, our sidewalks, and our bike lanes are safe for everyone to use throughout the entire year. And finally, working on empowerment in our city is really important to me. I want to be your representative and bring forward what you want to see done on the Duluth City Council. It's about bringing the table to you and having the table there for you to be able to speak at. I want to be your representative and be your representative on the Duluth City Council, and I'm running on sustainability, accessibility, and empowerment, and I'm really excited to move Duluth forward together. I look forward to earning your support, and thank you.
Hello, my name is Matthew William Stewart, 777 for those of you that are used to remembering numbers. I'm here today to talk to you about several issues affecting our city and our nation. Racism being one of the first ones. Over the past few weeks and months, you've heard our elected officials, all the way up to the top, say racism remarks towards our countrymen. These are American Africans, American Asians, American Natives, American Irishmen, American Spanish, American first. Homelessness has been a major issue, not only in our city, but all across our nation. We need to fix this issue because this issue affects all of us. This has not been a priority for our elected officials before me. It has been something on the ballot, a key word to basically get you in that way. I feel that if we make this a priority here in this city, others across this nation will make it a priority of theirs. And we can look forward to a very prosperous housing system. Equal rights. The Equal Rights Amendment for women has been on the books since 1923. It has been re-elected in 1970, or has been re-brought up in 1971, and has yet to be passed. 37 states across our union have voted for this amendment to be added. Since 1971, we only needed one more state, and has yet by the union to be elected as an amendment. I feel this is a failure of our union. It should not have been. It should have been passed back then, and it should not even be here right now. It will be one of our main priorities. Garbage. I feel our trade war with China has nothing to do with the tariffs or our goods. It has to do with garbage. China has refused to accept any more of our garbage, and we're having a hard time to recycle it or get rid of it. We'll make this a main priority because we need to. Right now in LA, as I know, the bubonic plague is affecting. They have millions of pounds of garbage in LA with typhoid. These are diseases that were wiped out 300 years ago and now are affecting us. And it has to do with filth and garbage. We need to clean up our act immediately. Education. I feel that our education system is failing our K through 12 students, and our college students are not taking the responsibility bestowed upon them. Most of our college students right now are saying to themselves that they are swamped in debt. We all took out loans, and we all need to pay those loans back. It is not that difficult to go out and get a job. It is very difficult to live because of our situation in the housing market. As in Duluth right now, renters outweigh homeowners, 60-40. We need to bring back hometown values. We need our children and our families to stay in our communities and help our communities prosper. We need more long-term elected officials that are going to stay in our communities and look forward and see a vision for the future, not for the next 2 years, 3 years, but looking 10 to 100 years into the future. We all must unite as Americans and as a city. Thank you.
Hello, and my name is Gary Anderson, and I have the honor of being the 1st District City Councilor here in the city of Duluth. And it's my great pleasure to be able to do this filming today so that I can talk with you about the work that I've done on the council and the work that I hope to do in the future. So for more than 4 years, or for almost 4 years, I have served as the 1st District City Councilor. And we are in an election season, and I'm actually really hoping that I will get to continue to serve for another 4 years. For 4 years, I have worked hard to represent the people of the 1st District, trying to make sure that your voices are heard in City Hall. I've worked hard to represent the people of the 1st District, and among the many issues that we face together, I've helped to make sure that the Woodland Avenue reconstruction project is sensitive to the neighbors, the business owners up in that community. And I've also worked hard down in Lakeside as we have seen the water main replacement on Crosley Road, or Crosley Avenue, and we're looking forward to the reconstruction of that road in the coming years. Serving on the City Council has been an amazing opportunity. I like to say that it's grown me from the inside out. The learning curve has been steep. It continues to be. But I really think that it's a job that has been a good fit for me. I feel like I have done a good job in representing the people, and not only representing the people, but just being in a good relationship with the people in the district. I try to answer the phones or emails that come to me within 24 hours. Not always able to do that perfectly, but that's my goal. I've organized meetings as your district representative. I've organized meetings around that Woodland reconstruction project with the business leaders, the residents, county and city officials to make sure that the plan for that reconstruction is done with the needs of the community in mind. Another thing that I'm proud of is that I've advocated for the safety of our students, the faculty and staff, and the public up at East High School in the creation of the new sidewalk at 40th Avenue and East High School. I've also worked to engage the business community and community advocates as the City Council and the City Administration developed a strong earned sick and safe time ordinance that really fits for the City of Duluth, and I'm looking forward to the implementation of that ordinance in the coming year. I've also worked closely with the city leaders and staff to ensure that the district residents the needs of the district were met in the aftermath of the windstorm in 2016. A little story there. I was elected to office in the fall of November 2015, and that windstorm came right in the summer of my first year of my first term. And what an experience it was to be living in Hunters Park with trees surrounding my house down on the ground. And it really, really was an amazing experience to live through that without power for 6 days, and to do my best to advocate for the needs of our broader community. I'm excited to see the 0.5% sales tax coming into effect to help rebuild our streets in the city of Duluth. I'm looking forward to continuing to advocate for housing for all. We have some exciting projects in the works and always more opportunities to build housing for everybody across the spectrum, from young college students who want to return to live in our community to retirees who want to stay in our community. We have a special need through all of our policies right now to pay attention to climate change and to make sure that all of our policies reflect our changing environment around us. We've seen disasters happen right here in Duluth, and this is something that we will need to be paying attention to throughout the coming days. So I'm really grateful for this opportunity to utilize this resource at PACT-TV, grateful for the staff here, grateful for the opportunity to have served these last 4 years, and I hope to have the opportunity to continue to serve. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Becky Hall, and I'm running for City Council in the 1st District because while we all agree that Duluth is a wonderful community, we have some challenges that aren't being addressed. We need to get serious about refocusing city government on the basics. My background is in economic development, and I'm a graduate of the Duluth Chamber's leadership program. I've also served on many community boards locally and was president of the Naval Officers Spouses Club of Okinawa, Japan, where my husband Pat was stationed. After our military commitment, Pat and I purposely chose to move our 5 children, who are now ages 17 to 26, to Duluth 17 years ago because we felt this beautiful city would be a great place to raise a family, and indeed it is. The 1st District has unique year-round activities right out our front door. Just down the street, we can jump on the Lester River hiking trail and feel like we're deep in the forest. I grew up in a great big metropolitan area where you hardly knew your neighbors. We didn't want that for our kids. We wanted them to feel connected to their community, and Duluth has been a perfect place to do so. One fond memory from years ago when my husband and I helped out in our community, many other parents, we flooded the rinks and sold concessions at the neighborhood park, all to help everyone's kids get out and enjoy winter. That's an example of why my campaign theme is families first and second. Everything important to you and me revolves around our family. Whether it's a good job to support your family, strong law enforcement so your family is safe, affordability so you can buy a home or save for college for your kids. It's all about families. But lately we've lost sight of what's truly important. Making sure Duluth is the safest, most affordable, and opportunity-filled place to be for our families. When I'm on the City Council, I'll focus on what's important for Duluth, not worrying about issues half a world away that we can't control. We have enough to worry about right here, such as safety. Duluth is becoming more dangerous despite the great work of our police department. Major drug busts and arrests are examples of how sophisticated the PD's approach is to protecting us, but they can't be everywhere. There are still increases in break-ins, car prowls, even home intruders right in our 1st District. So we neighbors help. I appreciate being connected to them by a little iPhone app called Nextdoor. It's kind of an electronic neighborhood watch. Public safety is quite often the main subject of our conversations on that app. As neighbors, we look out for each other in more low-tech ways too. My kids were very aware of the gentleman who owns the lumber business in Lakeside. He always told them to stop at the sign before crossing the busy street with their bikes because he cared about their safety. Our concern for one another needs to be complemented by electing leaders who will stand firmly behind our police officers who stand firmly in front of us to protect us. I will always support giving the PD the resources and equipment needed to uphold the law and protect them in their duties. Our kids are all grown up, and 4 of the 5 don't even live in Duluth anymore, which saddens me. They would love to return one day to raise their own families, but that requires opportunity for them to be able to do so. Opportunity for a good paying job. Duluth can enhance opportunities for everyone's families if only we had leadership in city government that would allow it. City government doesn't create good paying jobs themselves, but government can definitely create an environment for job creation. Easy permitting, lower business taxes, less interference. We should help businesses succeed, not put up roadblocks. Every good new job means another family has a chance at doing a little better and putting away a few more dollars. A reputation for high taxes doesn't have to be that way forever. It starts by stopping new taxes, then reducing and eliminating some of those excessive taxes. I said it earlier, but it bears repeating. We all want Duluth to be an affordable, safe, and opportunity-filled community. As your city councilor, I'll focus on those things. I'll focus on what's best for family budgets. What's more important than these things? I thank you for your time to learn about how I plan to make a difference on the City Council. And to learn more, please visit BeckyHallForDuluth.com. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Teresa O'Halloran Johnson, and I live in the East Hillside. I've lived there for just over 11 years, and I'm running for Duluth's 3rd District City Council. I work in downtown, so I walk through the 3rd District almost daily on my way to work, and really enjoy that. My youngest daughter graduated from Central High School as one of the last classes to graduate from that school. And when my kids were all done with school, I decided to get active in my community in ways outside of school. So I became a director and then secretary of the Clayton Jackson McGee. I've been very active in my union since I moved here. I am a member of AFSCME and am really proud to carry their endorsement. I have worked on the Streets Initiative, the school levy lobby, and various other campaigns. I was on the Earn Safe and Sick Time Task Force as a member of labor and representing labor. I also carry the Central Labor Body's endorsement, as well as firefighters. I also have the Women Winnings endorsement. That's an organization that supports women who are running for office who champion reproductive health rights and access. And in particular in Greater Minnesota, that's very important. I also carry the Out Front endorsement and the Senior DFL, Veterans DFL caucus endorsement. So all the endorsements that I have, I'm really proud of. I have been out door knocking and talking to folks and finding out what they're concerned about. Many of those things are the same things that I'm concerned about. I'm very concerned about affordable housing that's safe and accessible to people at all income levels. People are concerned about the streets, making sure that they're safe for everyone, not just the cars, but for elders, people with mobility issues, and young children. Making sure that we have good public transportation available to everyone in the city, and making sure that our infrastructure is sound now and in the future, and having a good plan for addressing those needs that we have now and that we will have in the future as well. And really just making sure that the city works for everyone. I'm really proud that the 3rd District is home to the Hart District, some of the biggest employers, the beautiful Park Point. We have a really diverse district and those needs are varied, but I'm somebody who can manage those things and be in relationship with all of the folks that live in the district and have concerns. Safety is a concern for everyone. I also carry the firefighters endorsement, and safety is definitely a big part of their mission, and I support that mission both within the housing and within just the district itself. I'm here to say that I will champion the voice of people who are often not heard in the annals of City Hall, but not just champion that voice, but find ways for those voices to be heard in the policy and in the initiatives that we develop in the city. So it's not just my voice, but it's truly the voice of the 3rd District. I really feel like I'm somebody who can do that. In my job as a social worker, I support folks with intellectual disabilities, and I don't ever like to be somebody's mouthpiece. I like to be somebody who can sit side by side with somebody and help them say their own piece, and I think I can bring that to the City Council. I also believe that I'm somebody who can work with anybody. Folks who on the council who I may or may not agree with, or we may not see eye to eye, I can still have a collegial relationship. I think we have that now on the council, and that's really important in local politics, to have local politics that concentrate on local issues, concentrate on the people, and get along for the greater good. I really think every issue is important. Everybody has an issue that's most important to them. And if I don't know what your issue is, I want to know, because I'm somebody who can listen to you and help you articulate that so that your vision of the 3rd District is part of the City Council.
Hi, my name is Roz Randolph, and I'm running for City Council because I believe I can make a difference. I'm originally from Grand Forks, North Dakota, the daughter of a lineman from Northwestern Bell. We were a union family with a nothing comes easy mindset. I worked my way up from switchboard operator to vice president of advertising in the newspaper industry with those hard-working values. I moved to Duluth with my family in 2006. And as newcomers, we fell in love immediately. The water, the ships, its natural beauty. We found kindred spirits in the people. They were kind, down to earth, a real connection of place. My husband, Kevin Ferris, and I owned a small business called the Foresman until his unexpected death in 2013. And that same year, I was called back to Fargo for a promotion. I moved, and I was miserable. Imagine, at the top of my game, and all I wanted to do was to move back to Duluth. So I did. I chose Duluth. I returned. I raised 2 sons as a single mother, built a home with my husband, or built a home that my husband and I always planned to, and began our new life with my family, a new career as a Dale Carnegie trainer. The lessons I learned along the way, my commitment, my courage, my resilience, those values will serve me well as I seek to serve the people of this community. Because as leaders, we must have compassion for others. Without it, we're rudderless. Compassion allows us to be good listeners and good questioners. Our values, deeply rooted, will guide and help us put beds and homes and result in beds and homes for everyone. Living wage jobs that allow people to thrive. And be a city that includes everyone. A city that understands we must find common ground without compromising our values, that our actions matter and our words matter. I want to invest in a future that makes a difference through service. I have the skills to listen and the ability to truly hear people's concerns. I'm a value-based candidate possessing compassion and patience to see the issues from all sides. In the past, leadership used to be about who had the most muscle, when in reality, leadership is about getting along with others. And that's what I train people to do. And that's an asset that I'll bring to the City Council. When I see a problem, I want to solve it. That's one of my strengths, to cut to the heart of the matter. Let's focus on building Duluth's local economy to create living wage jobs. Let's solve our affordable housing crisis. Let's have streets we can drive on, and sidewalks we can walk on, and water we can drink. Let's make our neighborhoods safe and secure for everyone. So here's my promise. As your city councilor, I will work hard to inspire new business growth and advocate for a sustainable economic development to help our city and our neighborhoods prosper. I will stay informed. I will listen and keep the best interests of our community in mind so we can make thoughtful decisions on behalf of everyone in the district. I will welcome productive conversations and encourage transparency. Duluth is my forever home. It's vibrant, it's full of opportunities, unmatched beauty. I'm fully committed to work for you, to listen to you, and to be your voice in the heart of the city, District 3. My name is Roz Randolph, and I'm running for City Council District 3. Thank you.
Dear District 5 neighbors, my name is Janet Kennedy, and I would be honored to serve as your next city councilor. I will be a strong advocate for the things that matter to Western Duluth neighborhoods. Community investment begins with the community, and my vision includes building on the unique assets that Western Duluth has to offer. Living in Western Duluth all my life and raising my kids here, we struggled. But we dusted ourselves off and continued to move forward. I know firsthand what it takes to be resilient, and I am ready to take our community and our city to a vibrant future where we have opportunities for everyone to live, work, and play across our city. I am grateful to have many of our Western Duluth neighbors on board with me as I work towards becoming a city councilor. They want me to serve because we agree on what we need and how we can make a difference together. We agree that what works in one neighborhood may not work in others. My vision for community-centered economic investment will give each neighborhood opportunity to decide what is important for them. We agree that lack of access causes health disparities, and that allowing residents to give input will reduce the gap in access to healthy food, housing, recreation, and jobs. As a servant leader in our community, I have been focusing on priorities and solutions to end disparities, and I look forward to continuing this work as a city councilor. We agree that our 55807, 55808, and 55810 neighborhoods can be vibrant again by having policies that enrich families, children, and individuals living in Western Duluth. Because of my existing partnerships at the state and local level and my role on the Imagine Duluth 2035 Comprehensive Plan Vision Committee, I will be able to direct action for the changes that we want to see. We agree that we need transportation and infrastructure with adequate bus service and good, safe roads, building connectivity to improve quality of life and safety for all. As a business owner and the current president of the Duluth Planning Commission, as well as reforming SFENDA, the Spirit Valley Citizen Neighborhood Development Association, into the Riverfront Community Development, serving as president, I have had success rebuilding community and business coalitions across Western Duluth. As your District 5 councilor, I know we can make a difference together, building a Western Duluth community of neighborhoods with opportunities for everyone to live, work, and play. I understand the district. I understand the people. And we deserve a councilor with a fresh perspective on how to build our communities for today and into the future for everyone. Thank you.